Well, I said it yesterday and just repeat it again today. When IOM asked me to come and attend at USDA, I wasn't quite so sure why. At USDA, our major focus when it comes to biofuels is the development of these regional sustainable biofuel systems. We look at everything from the very basic of developing the plant all the way through to the distribution. It includes the transportation, the logistics, the storage, the conversion technologies. The other thing that the Office of Chief Scientist does is we interact very much with our partners at DOE. We want to make sure that the feedstocks that we're developing is matching the technologies, the conversion technologies that they're developing. And then really the third major thing that I spend my time on is reviews for EPA, reviews on their fuel pathways, on their feedstock decisions. And so I wasn't really sure why. What does that have to do with health? But I want to thank IOM because you made me do something last night. And I think it's something that we should all do a lot more often, and that's to go back and actually revisit our vision statement. And in the vision statement for the Office of the Chief Scientist, we have 6 pillars that we focus on: energy and natural resources, food safety, nutrition, and food security, plant health, animal health, agricultural systems and technology, and agricultural economics and rural community. Now, all the presentations that I've seen over the last 2 days touch on every single one of those 6 pillars. So I now understand the role that USDA needs to be more active with this group. Just to give you some ideas on what we are doing, I mentioned some of these yesterday, so bear with me, but really our major focus is on research, development, and deployment and outreach. Research we do both basic and applied. And I went back again last night after looking at these 6 pillars and said, what programs do we have that would be available for this group? We do genetics and genomics work in the production of plants, bio-based feedstocks, that we're looking at lowering the fertilizer, the nitrogen and the phosphorus that will be going into the waterways. We're looking at using less water, less irrigation, so there'll be more clean water. We have a new water use reuse program that's examining how well we can more effectively and efficiently use our water. I touched on our coordinated agricultural projects. These are the large regional systems that we funded, 5 last year, 5 2 years ago, and 1 this year. And they have a health and safety aspect to them. Mainly we're looking at equipment safety. But after what I've heard this week, I think we need to expand that health area. It was touched on yesterday how dangerous the forestry sector is and how wood is going to be right now the key feedstock that we have available. So we have programs with the U.S. Forest Service that are looking to make the people that we put on the ground much safer. The last panel reminded me of another program we have when they were talking about assessment. The Natural Resource Conservation Service, NRCS, runs a program that we abbreviate as CEAP. It's the Conservation Effects Assessment Program. These are multidisciplinary, multi-institution programs that really look at the environmental effect over time of some of these best management practices that we're putting into place. Trying to help farmers and ranchers do a better job, sustainability of producing their stuff. Are we really having an impact on the land? Our outreach, again, is on really looking at farms, at individual landowners, by providing best management practices for water, for agriculture, for forestry. Is it in their best interest and in our best interest as a community on this planet to be planting the corn all the way up to the riparian zone? We're building more in advanced collaborations and consortia. It's fantastic to start seeing, I thought at first, ag and engineering, never shall the two meet because we were always in separate buildings. And now it seems like every application that we're getting has got an ag and an engineer with it. We need to expand that. We need to include more social scientists. We need to include more scientists from the environmental quality, the medical aspects on our biofuels programs, and I highly encourage that. I think those applications would soar to the top. And then finally, I want to touch on the education that we do. We just recently signed an energy efficiency MOU between USDA, DOE, and the State Extension Partnership. And this goal of this MOU is to increase energy efficiency, which I've learned is going to have a improved life, improved health, and it's also to increase energy literacy. It's really interesting. If you take my 5-year-old daughter to the grocery store, she thinks that food comes from the grocery store. You know, the milk is in the carton and it's sitting right there. When we had the Smithsonian Folklife Festival this year, my alma mater, Mississippi State, brought up a robotic cow, and they showed them how you can milk the cow. So she's now understanding where milk comes from. And I think it would go a long ways if we could explain to our leaders, our community leaders, our families, where energy actually comes from and how it impacts us. With that, thank you.